Here we go.
Today on Rock the Park,
Take a look at this.
we're taking on a national forest.
We have to go to the top.
Whoa!
But this is definitely no walk in the woods.
Yes! Little jump. Whoa! Whoa, whoa!
It's a minefield.
And it all starts right now.
Yeah, baby.
I'm Jack Stewart.
And I'm Colton Smith. We've been buddies for years, and we love exploring the national parks.
It's all about packing up a car and just doing it. Just hitting the road.
Our goal is to visit every national park in this country.
And when you go off the beaten path like we do,
There's no telling what will happen next.
get set to rock the park.
Welcome to Deschutes National Forest in Central Oregon.
National forests are a lot like national parks. They're protected not only for their beauty, but because they're a critical ecosystem.
Deschutes National Forest is nestled along the east side of the Cascade Mountains in Central Oregon.
The Forestry Service has two distinct missions: to care for the land and encourage the enjoyment of it.
There are countless recreational opportunities out here. Woo! Oh, we're going mountain biking and ATVing.
But first, we're gonna lend a hand to one of the endangered inhabitants of this forest, the whitebark pine tree.
We'll be working with Kayla Harriman of the Forestry Service.
Whitebark pine is really a big food source for not only grizzly bears, but in this part of the country, black bears, and then many different bird species.
The trees also provide shelter, but whitebark pine forests are quickly disappearing because of disease, forest fire, and climate change. To help combat these threats, we're going to be climbing one of these trees today. Or at least Colton is. I'll be helping out on the ground.
Right before this trip, I took a little bit of a spill and sprained my thumb and my heel. So rather than risking injuring myself further, I'm gonna be taking a little bit easier on this trip.
I can't remember the last time I climbed a good old tree. We actually have a pretty important mission, right?
Right, we're gonna put cages on the cones to protect those cones so that we can actually take the seed once it's mature and use that to grow whitebark pine seedlings for restoration purposes.
We couldn't be working at a better spot today. We're up here on the top of Paulina Peak, and the view is just incredible.
Kayla brings me over to one of the whitebark pine trees that she's picked out for us to climb today. Now, this is a pretty big tree. It's 35 to 40 feet.
We have to go to the top because that's where all the cones are. You'll be okay.
Okay.
We'll help you along the way.
While you guys are up there, what can I do to assist you?
So we'll need some ground support.
Beautiful.
And we're gonna need someone to help us get cages up the tree. So we're gonna use 3-point climbing all the way up to the top of the tree, and we'll use 3-point climbing down.
A hand, 2 feet, 2 hands, a foot, whatever it may be, I'm gonna be stapled to this tree.
So I'm gonna go up, you just follow behind me.
Okay. I see why they're wearing goggles now. There's lots of pine needles falling. Okay, for the trees, remember that.
It's for the trees. Aren't ladders normally a little wider than this one?
Yeah, this is specifically a tree climbing ladder.
All right.
Yup.
I'm off the ladder.
Yep, 3 points of contact, no dead limbs.
Jeez.
I'll just squeeze through this thing.
If you move your right foot up, you can get to a more solid limb.
This guy right here?
There we go.
Where are these pine cones? Jeez.
Ideally, Colton, you're gonna wanna grab handhold here and maybe up on here and try and get a foot up here.
Huh?
Colton looks like he's getting a bit tangled up there.
Ah, spider. Whew.
There we go.
Yeah,
How's that?
that's good.
I anchor my safety rope around the tree, and we're ready to get to work.
These guys right here, this is what we want to put the cage around.
Absolutely, because
Okay.
if we don't protect this cone and we come back, pretty much every single seed will have been taken out and there won't be anything left for reforestation.
So it's not exactly the pine cone that we're trying to protect, but it's the little seeds inside the pine cone.
Exactly.
Jack,
Yeah.
I'm gonna need cages, good man.
Now the wind's starting to pick up.
All right, here we go.
I'm open. Oh!
Yes!
That was pretty good.
I believe we call that touchdown.
Feels like a carnival game.
Jack throws us a couple more cages,
Yes!
Nice!
and Kayla gives me a lesson on how to place them.
And you're gonna fold it like so, and kind of press along the seam here to create a nice tight fold so that hopefully a little squirrel can't climb in there. Kind of like folding a pretty little envelope.
I don't fold up many pretty little envelopes. I'm an email guy myself.
Squirrel's gonna get right through that, isn't he?
Yeah, here, let me help you. You've got half folded there nicely. If
Thank
you
you,
pull it up
thank
to
you.
the other half, and then we're just gonna fold it. And trust me, it takes a lot of practice. There we go. Beautiful.
Certified squirrel proof.
Kayla and her team cage and collect only a small percentage of the pine cones out here, leaving the rest for the animals, including the Clark's nutcrackers, which also lend a hand. A single Clark's nutcracker will bury up to 100,000 seeds each year, and inevitably, a few of those buried seeds germinate and become seedlings.
There, look
Yeah.
at that one. That's
was-
a beauty.
That's a beauty right there. Now that we've caged all the pine cones, we have to come back down the same way. Only this time, I can't really see where I'm placing my feet.
You got this, you got this.
I can see some spots where you can put your feet down to the left. They're a little small, but you get them near the trunk, should be solid.
Whoa! I am on the ladder.
Nice work.
Yeah!
Kayla and her team will return to these whitebark pines in a couple of months to collect the mature pine cones and then take them to the local seed extractor for processing. That's where we'll be helping out next.
We're taking x-rays. X-rays of seeds.
We're in Deschutes National Forest in Oregon, where Colton went to extraordinary heights to protect the whitebark pine cones so the seeds could later be extracted here at the Bend Seed Extractor.
We process seed that comes to us from all over the continental United States, and we process just over 3,000 different species.
This facility is one of only 2 Forestry Service seed extractories in the country.
Really just anything that involves restoration, rejuvenation in the national forests.
Right here.
Right here.
We are your place. This buckwheat was collected here in Oregon, just southeast of where you were on Paulina Peak.
Wow.
Buckwheat is a type of flowering herb whose nectar is a critical food source for pollinators like butterflies and bumblebees. It's threatened by invasive plant species that take up the space and nutrients it needs to grow. So Kayla and her team need to find and extract the tiny seeds it produces.
So here's
find
some
one?
seed here,
Oh my God.
and buckwheat is kind of a small teardrop-shaped seed. And that tip there, if we were to break that off, then we would kill the seed. So you have to be really careful.
The seed extractory has to process large batches all at once to get those seeds back out into the forest as efficiently as possible.
This is a meticulous process. 1 minute, you're separating the flowers from the seeds. Then you're looking at it under a microscope. You can see that it's still got that tail and everything else looks nice and intact.
It's not just quantity of seed that's important, it's also quality.
We're taking x-rays. X-rays of seeds.
X-ray is a really great diagnostic tool because it can look through the center of the seed to see if there's tissue in there without us having to cut all the seeds.
We also have to double check that there's no seeds from other plants in this batch of buckwheat. Purity is just as important as quantity and quality.
It's amazing to know that from that big bag and all of those steps, we now have 99% pure seed right here, packaged and ready to go.
Yep.
Working with Kayla today has been eye-opening. The Forestry Service takes great pains to protect the national forests so we can all enjoy them, which is exactly what we're going to do next. We're headed to Mt Bachelor, a dormant stratovolcano that serves as a ski resort in the winter and a mountain biking park in the summer.
So what are the different kind of difficulties of the runs you guys have here?
It ranges from green up to like a single black. The green runs are a little wider and more forgiving in that sense. And then once you get to the upper mountain, you'll hit some jumps, some rollers, some berms, and that's the fun stuff.
We've biked out in the wild before, but immediately we realized there's one huge advantage to a park like this.
The mountain biking that I have done, we've had to pedal uphill. There wasn't a chairlift in sight. Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
here we go.
All right, hard part is over.
Mt Bachelor got its name because it stands on its own, just southeast of the famous Three Sisters, a trio of volcanic mountains that are the 3rd, 4th, and 5th tallest peaks in Oregon.
Oh boy.
Right out of the gate, we're barreling downhill on a gravelly dirt track with just enough twists, turns, and mounds called berms to keep us on our toes.
Whoa, rocky right away. Wow, this track is no joke.
No, it is not. This is pretty awesome. Oh, little berm up here. Oh,
Oh, oh man. This is the first timers route? Whoa, faster. Whoa,
yeah.
whoa, whoa, whoa.
As far as the beginner's route goes, this is pretty awesome. Yeah, baby.
Oh,
Woo!
Jack's just yelling, hooting, and hollering. I'm over here just absolutely locked and focused, thinking I'm gonna fly off of this thing at any minute.
Here we go, little jump. Yeah!
I'm a speed demon. Whoa!
Almost to the bottom.
Woo! Whoa! Oh man,
What'd you think?
I thought that was a great first run.
I had a blast.
Yeah,
All right, you want to hit it again?
I do.
Here we go, baby.
Whoa! Woo! That's a blast.
After a few runs, I'm feeling a little sore.
I'm feeling it a little bit.
I'm not surprised.
While my wrist and heel need a break, Colton, on the other hand, is raring to go.
There's one run that takes you all the way up to the top. It has a beautiful view, but I don't quite know if it's in my skill range, which is a very, very small range.
You should do it, man.
Worst case scenario, I hop on the chairlift, I wimp out, and I just ride right back down. So I am heading up to do the Pine Marten run here at Mt Bachelor. Now, this is their biggest run. It's a little under 4 miles. Wow, take a look at this. At over 9,000 feet, Mt Bachelor is no joke. There's still snow at this elevation. This is not the beginner's route anymore.
Oh my gosh. Oh, whoa!
Right now, I am mountain biking through gigantic lava fields.
You can definitely tell that you are riding down the side of a volcano.
The rocks are everywhere. I'm zigging and I'm zagging, going up and down, and for the most part, I can't see what's around the corner. It's exhilarating, but it's also nerve-wracking. I'm gripping the handlebars with everything I have.
Oh, whoa, whoa! Whoa! Oh my gosh.
Colton's barreling through an old lava field near the top of Mt Bachelor in Deschutes National Forest. The advanced run is a bit trickier than he expected.
The rocks are everywhere.
It's a minefield.
I come zipping around a corner and my front wheel smashes into a giant rock. It knocks me loose off the seat.
Whoa!
But I somehow keep my balance,
Oh my gosh, that was close.
and I don't have time to really think about it much because I'm still flying.
Oh! Oh! Woohoo!
I get down past all the lava rock,
Whoa!
and I'm back on an easier green trail. I can relax and just enjoy the ride back down to Jack.
It doesn't take long to realize why so many people come to Deschutes National Forest. This place is just a blast. Woohoo!
Yeah!
Oh,
How was it?
It was so insane. Once you get up there, you truly understand I am mountain biking down the side of a volcano.
It's a great day.
Great day, wow.
It's hard to believe we just spent the day biking over lava flows that were created around 10,000 years ago. And we're not done yet. This afternoon, we're trading in 2 wheels for 4.
We're headed to the East Fork Rock off-highway vehicle area here in the high desert section of the forest. The trails were built on old logging roads and rail beds. They're specifically designed for motorized vehicle use, like the all-terrain vehicles we'll be riding today.
Oh, this is a perfect place to go ATVing. Look at all this open land, just miles to roam.
You know, what's great about the Deschutes OHV trail system is that it has a lot of diversity.
Just like the bike run, the trails here are rated for beginners through advanced.
So one of the places you guys should definitely check out today on your ride would be Fort Rock. It's a really neat geological formation that sits here in the high desert. It's remnants of an old ancient volcano.
Nice. Rock. That's gonna be our spot.
I like it.
Now, there's obviously a lot of responsibility because these ATVs, they can be pretty dangerous.
It's no different than any other sport. You should get to know your machine. You should always get to know your physical ability. And you should always have the right safety gear.
This ATV park has what they call a play area where you can test your skills and the equipment. It's not long before we're ready to hit the trail.
All right, you ready? Let's roll. Here we go.
We're hitting multiple trails with varying degrees of difficulty and ultimately ending at a beautiful vista. With all these trees around, it's easy to forget that we're in the high desert. At an elevation of 4,000 feet, it only gets 15 inches of rain a year. It's the perfect habitat for these little herbivores called pikas. They're closely related to rabbits, but have small, rounded ears and no visible tails. Although they typically live in higher alpine elevations, here in Deschutes, they thrive among the abundant lava rock.
After some time on the green trail, we hit a blue trail where we get more twists and turns and lumps and bumps.
So we're just rolling along. All of a sudden, the scenery starts to change a bit, and I'm noticing some lava rock.
That's our first clue that we're getting close to the overlook for Fort Rock.
Oh! Woo-hoo!
We're in Deschutes National Forest ATVing through challenging lava fields on what is still an active volcano. This is the Newberry volcano, and believe it or not, we're seeing and feeling the aftermath of a major eruption that happened 75,000 years ago. As the magma emptied out of the volcano, it left behind a giant caldera 17 miles wide, over 400 cinder cones and vents, and countless lava fields, like the one we're passing through now on our way to the Fort Rock overlook.
Woo-hoo! Whoa! Oh, yeah!
Wow.
Oh,
That was an awesome ride.
oh, man.
Oh, do you see that?
That's Fort Rock out in the distance. It's actually a tuff ring. That's a volcanic cone surrounding a shallow crater that forms when erupting hot magma comes in contact with cold groundwater. In this case, an Ice Age lake that is estimated to have been nearly 900 square miles in size.
And that shows you how old Fort Rock is, because there's no lakes out here anymore. We are in the high desert.
Fort Rock is estimated to be 100,000 years old and is 200 feet high and almost 5,000 feet in diameter. Waves from that ancient lake eroded one side of it away.
It's pretty crazy to think that today we've gone through the woods, then came to this lava flow, and now we're looking at this unbelievable formation.
After all that adrenaline rushing through me, it's quite nice to end at a very peaceful overlook.
Oh yeah, this is incredible. Okay, National Forest rule.
Seriously, that was a blast. Everything. I am so wiped out.
I know. From the ATVing and mountain biking, and you were up 40 feet in a tree.
Whew! I did not fathom that I could learn that much about seeds in one given day. Tiny little seeds.
The work they're doing here is so cool.
And it's also critical. What they do with those seeds affects the entire country.
I gotta say, I was a little bummed to be injured coming into this trip.
Even with having to step back a little bit, you still were right there the entire way. We've said it a million times about the national parks. The same thing applies to the national forests. There's something for everybody.
And remember,
Hey, if we can do it, so can you.
So the next chance you get, go out and rock the park. Hey everybody, thanks for watching. Make sure to leave any questions or comments that you have.
And please subscribe to the channel. There's a lot more to come.